Have you ever wondered how a few moments of sincere recitation could change your life? There is a surah in the Quran so powerful that repeating it just 10 times can bring immense blessings you may never have imagined. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and his companions recognized its greatness, and countless believers throughout history have turned to it for guidance, protection, and closeness to Allah. Today, we will explore what happens when you recite this surah 10 times, and why such a simple act can carry rewards that echo far beyond this world. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Many people search for big acts of worship, thinking that only long prayers or great sacrifices bring immense reward. Yet Islam teaches that some of the most powerful deeds are incredibly simple, but filled with sincerity. Surah Al-Ikhlas holds a unique position in the Quran because it speaks directly about the oneness and perfection of Allah. Every word affirms pure Tawheed, reminding the believer who their Lord truly is. When a person repeatedly recites this surah, the heart slowly absorbs its meaning. It strengthens faith, removes doubts, and renews a believer's connection with the Creator. The beauty of this act is that it requires no wealth, no special place, and no long preparation. Just a sincere heart and a few moments of remembrance. The power lies not only in the words, but in the intention behind them. When someone turns to Allah with love and certainty, even the simplest recitation becomes a deed that carries unimaginable value in the sight of Allah. Jannah is the ultimate dream of every believer. It is a place of peace, beauty, and endless joy that no eye has ever seen and no heart can fully imagine. Every sincere Muslim hopes for a place there, a home where there is no pain, no fear, and no sadness. The thought that a simple act of devotion can lead to such an incredible reward fills the heart with hope and motivation. Islam constantly reminds us that Allah is most generous. Sometimes the deeds that seem small to us carry enormous weight because they are done with sincerity and love for Allah. When a believer performs a simple act of remembrance regularly, it shows consistency in faith and a desire to stay connected with their Creator. These moments of worship become seeds planted for the hereafter. What may take only seconds in this world can become a source of everlasting comfort in the next life, where every believer longs to finally return home. Surah Al-Ikhlas carries a depth that goes far beyond its short length. In just a few verses, it defines the essence of belief and the foundation of Islam. It reminds the believer that Allah is absolutely unique, perfect, and independent of all creation. Nothing resembles Him, and everything ultimately depends on Him. This powerful message strengthens a Muslim's understanding of who their Lord truly is. Because of this clear and pure declaration of faith, the surah holds immense spiritual weight. Scholars have often reflected on how these brief words summarize the core of Tawheed, the belief in the oneness of Allah. Reciting it frequently renews a believer's intention and keeps the heart focused on what truly matters. When the heart understands these meanings, the surah becomes more than words on the tongue. It becomes a reminder of purpose, faith, and complete reliance upon Allah alone. The companions of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ had a deep and sincere attachment to the Quran. They did not only recite its verses, they lived by them and reflected on their meanings. Whenever they discovered a chapter or verse that carried special virtue, they held on to it with love and consistency. Their eagerness came from a heart that constantly searched for ways to please Allah. Among them were those who repeated certain surahs in their prayers because they felt a strong connection to the message within them. When this was mentioned to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, he did not discourage such devotion. Instead, it showed that loving a surah for the sake of what it teaches about Allah is a beautiful sign of faith. Their example teaches believers today to build a relationship with the Quran that goes beyond routine recitation and becomes a source of love and reflection. Repetition in worship has a powerful effect on the heart. When a believer repeats the same words of remembrance, those words begin to settle deeply within the soul. What may start as a simple recitation slowly turns into reflection, awareness, and a stronger sense of faith. Each repetition becomes a reminder of who Allah is and how much we depend on Him. This practice also trains the heart to remain consistent in remembering Allah throughout the day. In a world full of distractions, repeating a short surah several times brings the mind back to what truly matters. It creates a moment of calm where the believer reconnects with their purpose and strengthens their trust in Allah. Over time, these small acts build a habit of remembrance. A few repeated recitations can shape a heart that stays mindful of Allah even during the busiest moments of life. Tawheed is the foundation of a believer's faith. It is the understanding that Allah alone deserves worship, complete trust, and ultimate reliance. When this belief becomes firm in the heart, it transforms the way a person views life, struggles, and blessings. Everything begins to make sense when a believer recognizes that all power, mercy, and control belong to Allah alone. Reflecting on the meaning of Allah's oneness helps remove fear of people and attachment to worldly things. The heart becomes calmer because it understands that no one can benefit or harm except by the will of Allah. This realization builds inner strength and deep spiritual clarity. When a believer regularly remembers these truths, their connection with Allah grows stronger. Faith becomes more than words spoken with the tongue. It becomes a living conviction that shapes decisions, attitudes, and the way a person faces both ease and hardship in life. In Islam, the value of a deed is not measured by how difficult it appears, but by the sincerity behind it. A small action done purely for the sake of Allah can outweigh many larger efforts that lack intention. This is one of the beautiful secrets of worship that many people overlook in their daily lives. Simple acts of remembrance, short supplications, or brief moments of reflection can carry immense reward. These deeds are accessible to everyone, regardless of age, wealth, or status. They remind believers that drawing closer to Allah does not always require grand gestures, but a heart that is present and sincere. Over time, these small actions accumulate like drops of water filling a vessel. What seems insignificant in a single moment can become heavy on the scale of good deeds. Through consistency and sincerity, even the smallest acts can open doors to immense mercy and reward. Building a habit of remembrance begins with small, consistent steps. Many believers wait for the perfect moment to perform acts of worship, but the beauty of simple recitations is that they can be done almost anywhere. Whether someone is walking, sitting quietly, or preparing for sleep, these moments can easily turn into opportunities to remember Allah. Consistency is what transforms a simple act into a meaningful routine. When a person repeats a short recitation every day, it slowly becomes part of their lifestyle. Over time, the heart begins to crave these peaceful moments of connection with the Creator. What once felt like a small effort starts to feel like a source of comfort and spiritual strength. Daily remembrance also protects the heart from becoming distant or forgetful of Allah. In the middle of busy schedules and worldly concerns, these brief acts keep faith alive and present, reminding the believer that their true success lies in staying connected to Allah. Remember, just 10 sincere recitations of this surah can bring immense blessings and draw you closer to Allah. May He fill your heart with faith, grant you peace, and bless you with a home in Jannah. Ameen. If this reminder touched you, like, share, and subscribe for more profound Deen. Write this dua in the comments below and make it your own. O Allah, increase my faith and grant me your mercy. Let's spread this powerful message together.